Settle into wherever you are. There's nowhere to go, nothing to fix, nothing to improve. Just notice that you've already arrived. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, you don't have to try to relax. You might notice relaxation happens on its own. The way breath happens, the way the body knows how to soften when it feels safe enough. And somewhere in the background of your awareness, you may begin to imagine a room. Not a specific room, just a room. Warm, inviting, quietly expectant. She's about to give a speech. What's interesting is she didn't rehearse it. She didn't memorize the right words. She didn't edit herself into something polished. Because this speech is not coming from her mind. It's coming from somewhere much, much deeper. And as she steps forward, she pauses. Not out of fear, but out of presence. She takes a breath, and when she begins to speak, her voice is calm, grounded, certain. And she says, I used to think I had to earn my worth, to prove myself, to be something for everyone else. And as she speaks, something in the room shifts. Not because the words are impressive, but because they're true. She continues. But I've learned that peace doesn't come from striving. It comes from safety, from honesty, from no longer bracing myself against life. And as she speaks, you might notice that a part of you is listening very closely. Because somewhere inside, you recognize this truth. She smiles softly, not for anyone else, but for herself. And then she says, the greatest gift I ever gave wasn't perfection. It wasn't sacrifice. It wasn't silence. She pauses again. It was my presence, my voice, my willingness to be real. And as she speaks, the room isn't focused on her anymore. They're feeling themselves. Feeling what it's like to be at ease without performing, to be whole without shrinking, to be seen without explaining. And here's the part most people don't notice. She's not speaking to anyone. She's remembering something. Something she once forgot and now fully knows. She says, when I honor my truth, life meets me there. And when I stop abandoning myself, everything begins to align. And in that moment, you may realize this speech isn't about an audience or approval or being understood. It's about returning home. The place where you choose yourself. The moment you trusted your voice. The quiet power of standing in who you are without apology. And as she finishes, she doesn't wait for applause, because the real response has already happened. Something has landed. Something has reorganized. And slowly, the room fades, and you're left with a feeling, a knowing, that you don't need the perfect words to live the perfect truth. When you speak from alignment, life listens. And you don't have to think about what that means, because some understandings don't live in words. They live in the body, in the way your chest feels a little more open, in the way your shoulders may have softened without effort, in the quiet certainty that nothing needs to be proven. And you may notice that alignment doesn't require force. It feels like relief, like no longer holding yourself in place, like allowing what is true to simply stand. And as that knowing settles, it finds its own rhythm inside you. Not rushing, not demanding, just integrating the way truth always does. And now gently, you can begin to notice the space around you, the surface beneath your body, the air on your skin, the subtle sounds in the room. Nothing pulls you back. You return by choice, bringing with you everything that felt clear, everything that felt real, everything that didn't need explanation. And when it feels right, you might take a slightly deeper breath in and a slow, unhurried breath out, as awareness spreads naturally through your body. And when you're ready, blink your beautiful eyes open. And before you move on with your day, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Not how you think you feel, but how your body is responding to being met with truth. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to remember perfectly. What mattered has already landed. And as you carry this with you into your conversations, your choices, the quiet moments in between, you may notice something subtle shifting. A little more ease in your voice, a little more trust in your timing. a little more permission to be exactly who you are. And if this message resonated with you, if something inside you felt recognized, you're welcome to stay connected here. This is a space for remembering, for returning, for alignment. And share this with someone who might need it, and allow these words to ripple outward in their own way. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing the work. I see you. I honor you. I truly walk this path with you.